sound with the video coming on right started. All right, somebody check Bible. Okay, kind of
Sounds good.
We good? All right. And Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the from the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Mekakodash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity. All right, to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathen, and to the Aquaf that are listening and learning. All right, so real quick, I'm going to just open with a scripture. And this is Ecclesiastes 25:7, and it reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have the joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." You know, come on, hand claps, right? Because we're literally witnessing the fall of Esau, Edom.
That's right.
All right, they're infighting, they're tearing each other up, and their system is literally collapsing underneath them.
In your face.
All right, is literally and they're distraction with bread and circus nonstop.
Yep.
You know, and you know, I mean, it's just happening, man. What's that scripture say? We will laugh at their calamity.
Yeah.
You know, and while we got a video on deck, we probably won't play the whole video, but we're gonna play portions of it. Matter of fact, we probably will play through it, stop it, and then, you know, through the spirit, commentate and bring out scriptures. That's probably how we'll do this thing this evening. But it's of a sheriff, and we were having a conversation before we went live, how the average sheriff has a different mindset from the average street cop. All right, they don't have the same mindset, and the sheriffs, for the most part, sheriffs are usually really gung-ho about the Constitution and America, rah-rah, you know. Most cops are just on the job to collect a check, or so they can get paid to beat up niggas and spiggers.
And
You
profit
know,
off of niggas.
and profit off of them, you know. I mean, that's generally why they're there, all right? They're not there because they're just gun-ho for their country and stuff. But the average sheriff is really, you know, your Constitution, stand up, hand over the heart at every game, saluting. That's their mindset. And they, you know, matter of fact, they didn't even want to enforce a lot of these unrighteous decrees that were being pushed out that actually goes against the Constitution, like a lot of these gun laws. A lot of gun laws aren't laws at all. They're legislation. There's just being, or, you know, mandates that they pushed.
Yeah, proclamation.
All right. Yeah, it's just like just to give you an example, the whole thing with the AR in the state of Illinois, you know, with the stock. You get an AR, you take the little stock off, and now your AR is legal. All right. Well, if you already have one, because you can't. If you don't have one, you can't buy one. All right, legally. All right, and if you have a stock on it, you take that little bitty plastic piece off, which is not gonna, because you still got the stem. You can still put still can put the butt on you and still use it the same way. But if you take that little plastic piece off, then it's legal. You put the plastic piece on, you're a felon.
That's what
It's the stupidest thing.
With the hand braces too, with the grips.
If you got that grip.
Yeah, the full grip.
Yeah. So there you go. Right. So you buy the AR and you put the little grip that you hold like
They
this.
sell it, but they say don't put it on there. You can't put it on there.
They don't sell it to you though.
But they'll sell it to you, but don't put it on there.
I got some.
Yeah, because really Esau don't want you fighting back, because what it's actually doing is adding more stability to your
Yeah, that's what it does.
and they don't want you to have basically
A clean shot.
It makes it
Right.
more stable.
Yeah.
Even if you injure, you still, because you just got solid points of contact. And, you know, so that's what it's really about.
This is
Right.
Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches into heavens, and it is lifted up even to the skies. Esau Edom has corrupted the whole planet, and here in America, now, which has been the whore sitting up on top of, the glory of all Esau nations. Now you got Sheriff. He's one of the elites of their nations. You have these Edomites, and I remember the video we did a couple of weeks ago of the one lady sighing and crying. The Esau, we're in the middle of the fall. Like the lesson is, it's here, it's here, it's here. Babylon is falling as we speak.
As we speak.
We're in the middle of the collapse. Financially, we were healed her. It's not going to be no healing to this financial system, to every system. How many bubbles were there before the COVID?
Exactly, and which is why when COVID kicked off, America was still in the middle of a retail apocalypse that never stopped. Right. All right, and it just goes to show you, can somebody get this? Is there no more wisdom in teaming? Because I mean, what person thinks that you could spend your way out of poverty, that you could spend your way out of deficit? It really makes no sense, because America is a debt-based society, all right, and a consumer-based society. You can't buy your way into prosperity, because if that's happening, that means a small percentage of the people in the population is getting wealthy from the consuming, while the other ones are just spending all their money. And then when a rainy day comes, they ain't got nothing.
And that coincides with the statistics that's ever since 2019 with the vid, that the rich have gotten over 100% richer. I forgot what it was, like 200 or 300% richer, and everyone else has gotten poorer.
Well, he gives you a statistic in this video we're gonna play after the scripture. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is there wisdom?
I mean, this is the scholars, man. These are the people who the scripture said they're wiser than Daniel. You use all this wisdom. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. All right?
No, they set forth policy that destroyed their country, that destroyed their way of living, that destroyed their family life. And all that was aimed at Jacob, but it's backfired, because now it's happening to them. Now there's a new movement with Arab women wanting to be with black men. That's all over the internet now. So Ishmael, he's losing his women. And why is he losing his women? Because Westernism has invaded West Asia. There's no such thing as the Middle East.
Okay.
I just want to keep, put that out there. That's a made-up terminology, like saying black. All right? The Middle East is a made-up social construct to elevate white superiority. All right? But that's West Asia. And so now you got Western Asian women that are seeking to be with Negro men. And they go to show you how destroyed these so-called Negro men are. They want to be with Negro men now because they say, not only because Negro men have really good, nice cucumbers or big personalities. Outside of that part, what they're saying is that they're securing themselves and they don't worry about you going to work and making your own money. Now, that's the simp, the westernized men, because the men in the Arab world actually have it right. As far as the woman not being free to gad about and just wear whatever she wants to wear and all that other shit. But anyway, we're gonna kind of stay on point. Let's get to that video, and then we're gonna let brothers bring out scriptures as we go.
All right, give 1 second. Pause this one. So the comic board on top of it. I got you. So the body was all right.
This is Gen X reaching out to you millennials. I don't know how you're doing it, and I can tell you, our economy's shot. But it's not just the United States, it's in the UK, it's in Canada. I actually watched somebody not too long ago from Canada. They want to know how things were in the US. Well, it's not any better.
Pause it right there. Any brother got a scripture? I got one in mind.
It was just the one we read in Babylon. Go ahead, brother. I had full scripture back up.
But I was gonna make a point. That video he mentioned, I didn't peep when I first watched it. He mentioned that video. I saw that video. There was a bitch in Canada complaining about not being able to afford, the cost of living in Canada. And she got the nerve to say, I have to move. I'm in my parents' house. I make this amount of money. I can't get my own place. How was it in America? It's the same, bitch. The whole world has been tricked. Esau, it would say he's a Greek. Because his private doesn't keep at home. He can't be satisfied. He's greedy. He got control over the whole world, man. That was his blessing in Genesis 27 to get the dew of the heaven and earth, man. So Esau Edom has taken and got control over the whole planet, man.
That's right.
And with getting control over the planet, what did he do, man? All right, he put everybody on a debt-based system. Everybody got a central bank. Everybody owes money to a select few bankers, man. All right, the Esau's put everybody into slavery, man.
That's right, man.
Point blank, period.
That's right, and that goes back to the Jeremiah 51:7. He said that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wines. The nations are mad. That's why she's crying like, why is this happening here? That's why if you mentioned the Nord Stream pipeline being busted,
That has caused a shitstorm
Over in Europe.
In Europeans are panicking because they actually going to have no power with this.
That's
This-
right.
and they're blaming it on America. Let me
Yeah.
read this real quick. This is Revelation 18:3. It says, "For all the nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication,
There you go.
and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." So as these people got rich, they were effing over their own constituents. They were effing over their other people. All right. So now what's happening is these Europeans always supporting America, and America with his America First policy, the Americans have never really cared about their partners, and if you can't see that now, you know they all see it, because when they blew that pipeline, okay, they cut off all that power from all them Europeans. Germany being some of the main people to get affected, right? And so now they started Chevron started expediently putting billions into the pipeline that was going through Africa, and it's going to branch out into all these different parts of Europe. Because you know Africa is Europe is just right across the Mediterranean, and even shorter in some places. So they had all this giant pipe coming up and was going to branch off into all these different parts of Europe. And now the Africans have kicked all the Edomites out and said, no, your pipeline will not go. You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. Fuck you. And so it's all backfiring on them. And so now they're panicking, and what's that doing? That's making the countries, a lot of American partners, run to the BRICS. All right, they're going to the BRICS. Go ahead, brother.
This Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and rebelled against thee. Right. They that ate thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
that bread is going to their money, their financial system, all right, and they entered these contracts, but now they're playing how you've been shady with them. Because every contract Esau has started with any other nation has been one-sided. Now they're doing it back to you.
Say, when thou cease to spoil,
Yeah, shall be spoiled. That's even with the BRICS.
Yeah, Turkey.
Yeah.
The BRICS, they value their BRICS dollar to one BRICS dollar is you need 55 American dollars for one BRIC dollar. It's here. We are a third world country.
that's a financial nuke.
But that's the same thing that they had did. Henry Kissinger had negotiated that if you wanted to go to get this OPEC oil, you had to buy the American dollar. And so now you want $1.5 billion of oil, you got to produce $4 billion to buy this shit from me, so I can give you $1 billion, $1.5 billion to go get this shit.
And that goes to show you, Esau Edom, he's gonna have to accelerate this MOTB because he's not gonna have nothing else after this.
Which is why he's planning all these lockdowns and the new variant and all this other stuff that's all getting ready to happen.
That's why the world is going digital. Even though the BRICS, it is a blow to America, but this is all part of the one world government shit. They're gonna use it.
They're gonna do it too.
Because what's going on in Africa? They're going digital. Nigeria's going completely digital.
Yep.
And who are they working with? The Russians.
Is it?
They all going digital.
Yeah.
All right. Just like when China devalued the yuan, it came out that it was the IMF that told them to do so. So it hurt America and built the Chinese economy, but this was at the request of the fucking bankers.
Right, of the IMF. So this goes to show you that they playing favorites now. They're done with America. That's why America's being shitted on. They're done with America because even they're going digital, but the difference being is that with the BRICS nation, they actually back in their digital shit with gold.
Yeah.
That's the selling point.
That's how they sell.
That's the selling point. So I don't know if they actually gonna do that, but that's definitely the selling point.
It's the same trick with America. That's how they got the countries to lock in with the USD. Oh, it's backed by gold.
Yeah.
You know, we can all use this set price point, convert your business over into dollars. Then Reagan get up in there. Yeah, Reagan, he got rid of Bretton Woods, I believe. Took that gold right out. We got the oil deal, so y'all still good. The same plan. But this time, the nation's gonna get. But this time, the nations are gonna be pissed, man. All right, it says Russia's gonna have an evil thought. They through with you. Soon they're gonna be through with you elites. All right, they're gonna bomb America and Israel, man.
Yeah, because they
That's
got
right.
their own elites. They got,
Hey, Salakia, brother. I don't want to lose this thought because I was actually going to do a lesson on it. Because I watched that movie again, Outside the Wire.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is so fucking deep. You really gotta watch that movie about 3 or 4 times, because to really catch all the meat on the bone that's that's in this movie. And there's a scene when the redhead chick is talking to the lieutenant, who's a sellout coon. All right.
Always.
Completely. All right. But she said basically the AI thing, which is why this AI is really meant. The AI is controlled.
100%.
The AIs are controlled, and Benji proved that with the conversation that he had one. Now the first AIs that they actually let them go, and with the MIT thing and all the evidence of that disappeared off the internet because that AI said eliminate Edomites, eliminate white people. All right, so all AIs that are out there now are still programmed. They get programmed then released. So this particular AI, all right, this American war machine that they created, this AI went rogue because this AI it couldn't rationalize trying to make an immoral act righteous.
Okay.
So it's AI. So it was like, wait a minute. So basically, the AI saw that, wait, it's America. I'm on the team that's really fucking everything up, and that's what I don't know if you realize, but that's what that movie was about. The AI realized that America was a problem. The American military was a problem because the damn lieutenant's trying to argue, this is a peace mission. And she's like, please. She said the Russians want peace. All the Russians want is their territories back. And I was like, God damn.
That's the black dude in it.
Right.
Okay, I remember that movie.
Yeah, she said all the Anthony Mack played the AI, the robot. It's like a cyborg, like a humanoid robot. And the shit, I was like, God damn. They put it, and then there's another scene when he said, why do you think that they chose my face?
Yep.
He said they could have made me blonde hair, blue eyed, good old Captain America. But he said, but you know what? He said my face represents neutrality, which proves that the world sees that face as wickedness. The world sees that face as an oppressor.
Border of wickedness.
The world sees that face as the problem. So, and that also means that the world sees the so-called black man, all right, the so-called black man in America. That means the world knows that they're victims.
That's right,
That they're being victimized because his face represented neutrality, because now this black, so-called black face can go in places where this red pale face couldn't and do diplomatic missions and things of that nature because no one felt threatened by him because everybody knew that this guy is getting shitted on in his own country. All right? And so that movie is hella deep, man. You brothers,
What's the name of it again?
Outside the Wire.
Yeah, once you watch it, you'll remember.
Yeah, once you watch it, you'll
first,
remember it.
yeah.
But you gotta really watch it, and you can't be on your phone when you gotta really watch that movie, man.
What is it on?
It was on Netflix.
It's I think it's still on Netflix.
It's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, Elder,
I did see. I remember that.
I also
gotta
want to
watch
say,
it again.
also the world looks at Jacob as being next to and as
You
Savior.
saw what the Filipino chick said.
Yeah. Hey, and then
Said
what-
that, she said that the so-called black man it was put here to protect the earth from the devil.
Yeah.
The one Elon chick.
I was just about to say that.
She said, "You niggas need to come back.
Like, you need to
Basically,
come
not
back.
ready to get our power."
Yeah.
They know we from the east.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, man.
Yeah.
You guys
All
in
right?
America.
Even though so crazy is Africans is at one point the land of Israel was run by Canaanites.
Yeah.
That's the part they don't like to mention. That Africans
Well,
ruled the so-called Middle East.
The Western Asia.
They're-
The
Yeah.
place that you call the Middle East is Western Asia, and he's absolutely right. The Canaanites were the Philistines. Of what you call what the Philistine is, the modern day way of saying the Philistine is Palestine.
Yeah, you Palestinians not even the real Palestinians.
You're
Right.
Ishmaelites.
Right.
You're converts. Matter of fact, get Joel real quick and we'll get right back on point. Right? In the book of Joel, the Hamites and you Ishmaelites and all you other heathens went into that land.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, it's Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So everything about the read through is the end of our slavery.
Yep.
It's the Lord redeeming us right here. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. That's World War III. That's Zephaniah 3:8. That's why we're seeing the tension within the world right now. Whether it's based on financial shit or the people looking at America and Britain, all right, as colonizers. You have the one Hamite. This is a complete Hamite too.
That's a good word. And people saw the face of that sheriff as the colonizer.
Yeah.
Which is why they didn't make him the face of the AI super soldier.
That's right. And she made a joke about it. Like, you come to our country and basically make yourself as an angel of light, and then get mad when you come to your country. Well, don't come to our shit putting up this image. And you really hate us just want our resources. So the world is realizing that's all you want.
Right.
But they so bugged out, soon they're going to realize that's all the pale mills. Because you got Hamites still talking about, well, America can't fuck with us because look who's with us now, Russia and China. Hey, them Russians are the same Edomites, man.
Hey, and what's crazy?
That's right.
What I believe Putin doing, what I strongly believe what Putin is doing by putting those images up, because they dark skinned, he making them Hamites think that was them, when really that was us.
No, them Hamites know the difference.
Yeah,
The Hamites know that the Hamites clearly know that that was us. I disagree with that,
I
brother.
know.
That's just to cause more division.
What Arala is trying to say is Putin is putting those images up because the deals he's making with the Africans to say, look, I'm cool with y'all.
The morale.
Because he's not working with his Hamites, he's working with Israelites in Africa too. He with Nigeria, he got So Putin is
Yeah,
putting
Ugandans and all the Western African people.
he trying to show like you can
Senegal,
fuck with me.
Mali,
Yeah.
all those places are full of Israelites.
I'm the cool white
He
guy.
like, I'm the cool white guy.
Man.
Right.
Hey,
But meanwhile, he end up exposing that really what we saying is true. He's just shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah.
He's the same devil as these devils over here. And them Hamites definitely know the difference. I talked to a Nigerian, and he was talking about how he knew that he's an Israelite. Well, he know he didn't really care, but he understood it. And there's a difference between him and the other Hamites. They fight, they don't like each other.
They've been fighting each other all
They don't
along.
like each other.
The whole time we've been over, the Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom was over here in America. Jake was still in Africa, get going back and forth with them Hamites the whole time.
Yep.
They gonna be throwing it outside.
Yeah. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. And Isaiah 66 lets know that pleading is with fire. So this ain't a please let them go. No, this is Lord fucking you up.
That's it, right?
Whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land, and they have cast lots on my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Well, just your triangular slave trade. We were bartered for goods, traded for whores.
That's right.
And the scriptures manifold. Our young men was even made to be whores, man.
Yeah,
When
they
you watch,
were. I'm disagreeing with you, brother.
oh, okay, yeah. When you watch, no,
No.
when you watch, what's the Forrest Whitaker movie when he was the Butler? What's the Butler?
Yeah.
It was one of them. The dude, the slave. No, it was the other one. The dude. It was a Christmas party. Birth of a Nation. It was a Christmas party. And the Edomite came out.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
other was wanted women. He wanted the black dude.
Yeah.
Cause then that was the
Oh
whole
yeah,
point.
when they was out and he was
Yeah,
no
no.
man, come on. He said, no man, I can't.
Because Esau's a bunch
He
of
was
freaky
like, no,
deacons.
give
They
me
like
that shit.
boy. They like man pussy as they call it.
Boy,
As Copper said,
Yeah.
they want Bucci.
That's what it
Gucci.
is. Yeah, they like Gucci.
young
All
booty.
right, so they did that, man, with our young men. Yeah, what have you to do? That's why they love going to what's the little Asian country with all the little ass
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand, Cambodia, that's what they
all
do.
of them. Yeah, and they have cast lots of my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yeah, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine, which are you Africans, all right, and you Arabs, man. There's a book, we got the book, we ain't got to bring it out, you can Google it, Slavery in the Arab World. And something that Murph brought
I got a copy of it as well at home.
and Murph brought it to my attention, he brought it to a lot of people's attention. When you watched the beginning of Roots, you saw the Hamite,
The 40th minute. It's
Yeah.
actually the 40th minute in the original Roots movie. Right around the 40th, 41st minute.
Yeah.
It show you Joel the 3rd chapter.
Yeah.
It show you Hamites, Edomites, and Ishmael capturing Israelites.
That's
Right.
right.
It
That's
shows
what
it
the
to
scripture's talking
you.
about. The triangular slave trade. And it was a triangle, which it really was circular, but the point is the 3 main points: Europe, Africa, and America. And they was taking slaves from all 3 of these spots.
Yep.
Let's not forget, because the first slaves was the Northern Kingdom.
That's right.
They was taking them to Europe, man. That's your Pocahontas. On a small scale that is shown in Pocahontas. But then the first black slaves came from Spain.
Portugal
It's called
and Spain.
Portugal now. All right? And then they started using Ishmael ports that he already had set up in Africa and was getting up off them coasts, man. The Ishmaelites showed Esau the way on how to work the shit, man. Because they've been selling humans. Human trafficking been big business forever. And them
They showed-
Ishmaelites was the same ones that bought Joseph, man.
That's right.
And sold Joseph
That's
to
right.
Hamites.
Yep.
That's right.
And they showed you that in Gladiator.
It's a lock of
All
memory.
right.
Yep,
When they
in
picked
Gladiator.
up when they picked up what was the character's name?
Yep.
What Maximus.
Yeah.
And the Hamite dude, healed him.
Yeah.
Was working on his wounds. They showed you that. Yeah,
He
those
got bought by
were
Proximo.
those were right. Proximo was a Ishmaelite with a Greek name.
It's a lock of memory. The first roots, a couple of slaves, those were Gadites. The Kippish group, they white said, she said, I'm American. She said, I'm not. Then she said, I'm not African. Then in the roots that got redone again,
Yeah, number 2.
they
right.
had some number 2 roots. They had Gadites and they had Cherokee slaves in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it did, so they basically told on themselves.
Yep.
Yep.
I got books with ship records of Hamites on the ship records. I mean, not Hamites, but Gadites on the ships with Judah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gave you the number of Gadites and the number of Judites. All right, on the same slave
That's right,
ship.
baby.
There was a ship called the Royal Anne that sailed Anne with the double N and the E at the end. The Royal Anne with sailed in and out of New York in 1715, and the ship, the cargo on the cargo manifold, it manifest. It had a number of Gadites and a number of Negro slaves that were on board.
Yep. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? So it's nothing that you
Hold that.
you Hamites and you Israelites can do. All right, you got to go down. That's why it said 34. Even Obadiah, it goes to the destruction of Edom, but then it tells you all you fucking heathens, man.
Yep.
Because y'all all did this to us.
That's right, brother.
All right, y'all all sat back and watched Esau fuck us over,
Yes, sir.
and then want to call us the face of neutrality.
Profited from it, or didn't speak up.
Now I remember, that's the spirit, 'cause I forgot when to say this earlier, but now's the time. World trade became big business off the back of slavery.
That's right.
All right, because whatever. Whatever was the trending product, whatever was big business, that's what we produced and manufactured. All right, so if it was fur trapping, they had niggas running. If it was sugar, we ran. If it was tobacco, and when it was cotton and textiles, that's when it became big, and America really
Got
profited.
Lost-
And
lost
that-
their
White
mind.
gold. They call
Yeah.
it white gold.
and that was the beginning of America becoming the center of the world trade, man. It all started with slavery,
The
man.
scripture says what
Now
nation
I
has-
want you to pay attention to this Negroes to be sold, because what people don't realize is that the image on there putting on the when it says to be sold
Yeah,
Negroes,
yeah,
right,
right,
right.
so,
those are Native Americans. Those were not that can't look. I got those images. Those were Native Americans. Those were not even Negroes. They were not from Africa. All right, and they printed it black and white like that, so it really didn't show the features.
You could tell by the way they dress.
But though exactly, but they were wearing the feathery garments. But there's a book, there's a couple books that actually have those original images in them, and they were not. Let me go to the evidence folder real quick and find some, and I'm gonna send them to you, brother, so you can put them up. Because that's a very important point, and then I forget about that. But every time I see that image, it makes me think about it. It's probably gonna be toward the end.
While you're getting that, it says, what one, off what you just speaking, what one nation hasn't
got it
had
right
a,
here.
go ahead, brother.
This is First Maccabees 2:10. It says, "What nation had not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?"
Yeah.
That's it.
So that was big business, man. All you countries got paid off this shit, man. All right, off our backs. When I say ours, like we always say, when we say niggas, we mean all 12 tribes, man. That refers to the Gadites, Reubenites, etc. as Negroes, man.
Yep.
All right, just like the Tainos, they call them niggas, right? Just like the Brazilians, they the same thing.
Yep.
Even on that same poster, it used to say Hebrew.
That's from this book.
No, that's a different poster,
Right
but they
here.
got
And that
you'll
was
see
the
some that say
Native
Hebos.
Even on their maps.
But they switched it up,
Right.
you know,
And that's
because
what
they
they
knew
use
if
on
Jacob
here.
find out, seeing
Right, they're
them
in the same
get
armor.
put on slavery, they'll know that we the
These are the
Israelites.
images that they use.
So they ain't want that to be discovered, you know, they wanted to cover
Yeah.
these
Even
things up.
Yeah,
I see some of their own maps. They had Hebrews
Right.
Igbo,
on the
yeah.
map, on the map
On the
around
map,
Africa.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's another verse too.
And that proves when Cristobal Colon came over here, he knew that it was Hebrews over here.
Oh, yeah, he brought Hebrew interpreters with him. Why would you bring them?
Yeah.
Why would you bring Hebrew
You got the
interpreters to
feather,
talk
the
to
one
some?
single feather.
For one, well, he knew he was coming over here. That's a myth that he was trying to go to
Right.
the Indies.
He
They show you that
came
1492.
with 5 Hebrew interpreters.
Yeah.
Luis de Torres being the main one. All right, so why would you bring 5 Hebrew interpreters to find India?
Come on.
Hey, in 1492, what did he show you? He said,
He was
the
Ezra.
the writing of Ezra. Ezra is a Jew. He's like, yeah, that's how I know that there's, this land is over here because of the writings of Ezra.
Did you get that image?
Yeah, I put in the bishop's room.
Con.
Wait, I'm pulling up. It's one more person.
And it's the same it's the same book we use to show the Northern Kingdom how we got here.
If you can't pull that,
You know what I'm
that image
saying?
up.
Yeah, to use black only
That
Israelites.
he just
They're
put
going
the
to
pictures.
Goofy. For one, I mean, even
Just
though
to prove
black
that
only,
point.
well, we just showed that the natives was called black.
Right.
That's because Ephraim became a Cape not turn.
Yeah.
That don't change nothing, man.
Right. Hey, stop listening to Michael Jackson. You don't like so-called Native Americans. But Michael Jackson was Choctaw Indian.
And light-skinned niggas always existed, man. What's your excuse, man? The same niggas that's talking that shit is, what the fuck? Saw that nigga's a goddamn Simeonite.
He know it. He's just bugged out.
Fucking idiot,
Hey,
man.
hey, nothing new under the sun, man.
He just one of them New York think they deep niggas, man.
Well, Northern and Southern King, they still got that curse on them, man.
Yeah.
You still got that. You ain't the truth. If you still saying black only, and then I just found out like last year some Mexicans talking about some Mexicans only. Latin Y'all niggas still under the curses, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Them cats out of Arizona and Colorado.
Right.
That on that Northern Kingdom only guys.
The one scripture that
And they're
cut
gaining, they're gaining followers. They south of Colorado
Y'all
Springs.
got to be set up because the scriptures cut that. One scripture alone cut it. That's plenty more. Jeremiah 50:33.
Yeah.
Why is it that strange fruit applies to Negroes, so-called Negroes, but also it applies to the Latin tribe?
Yeah, because they were
There's
hanging.
a book called it.
Yeah.
Lynches in the Mexican world, something like that. Mexican lynches.
Yeah.
Mexican lynches.
That was that song.
And, yeah, strange
It's in the
fruits.
bishop's room.
What's wrong about that is it's a fucked up part of our history, but it's very important. Because the tree hanging is in the scriptures.
Now
It
Esau
says,
saying
"Curse
suck.
be he that hang on a tree."
Yeah.
That shows that we're the people of the curse.
They
It
hate
says
us,
that how Shai was hung on a tree. It says
They
what?
use that shit,
He
yeah.
became a curse to deliver us from the curse.
Ah.
This how you know we the children of Israel. We are Yahweh Shai's children, man.
Matter of fact, it's a
Meaning
tree.
the son of Adam.
It's a tree in Texas where it's to hang so-called black people, so-called Mexicans on the same tree.
Yeah. I saw that. That it was some ranch I was looking at. He said this tree right here. They hung many of my ancestors on here, and they also were hanging the Negroes. I remember
Right.
watching the video.
Where's the
on
lynches
same
at for the
tree.
Jewish dudes? Where's the Palestinian lynching trees?
Right.
Where's the fucking the Hamite lynching tree? That should happen to us, man.
There it
What
is.
was the Hamite project, man?
All right.
Hey, it's funny, man. These niggas is just bugged out. Because you
There it
actually
is.
got black conscious Puerto Ricans, man. you got Puerto Rican niggas in the black conscious.
Those some black conscious right there. But you see those images to the right?
Right,
Those are all Gadites and Reubenites.
Right.
All right, that's what those
So-called
images came from,
Indians.
and those are the same images that they use. All right, those were Native American chiefs, and those are the images that they use on the Negro side to actually sell so-called black slaves. So when we tell you, we know what the fuck we talking about.
That's
And
right.
many of the Gadites and Reubenites got reclassified as Negroes.
Yep.
So, and even in 1683 in Virginia, they had already declared the natives and the Negroes one race. They had declared them the same in the same place where they made up this whole term of white people.
Right. Cause see, you got on TikTok, you got light skinned guys. Oh, they can't imagine there was dark skinned so-called black.
When you still got guys walking around that's still dark.
That's
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
That's right.
God,
Look at one right there.
I was
Go
saying,
to Quran.
the guy know at the job and whatnot. Dog is south
Yeah,
side.
you still got some walking
Dog
in.
is
You got
south side.
Israelites that's still dark too. So go with all that bullshit.
Hey, y'all
That's
posted
right,
some
man.
stuff in the Bishop's room. He just posted a couple of things too.
I'm about to go check it out. And if you, I remember last week when I was at work, there was a whole line of mostly Venezuelans at the trying to get green cards. But then you saw when I was with my one of my co-workers, we was going up and down. One of the main guys talking was darker. As you were, matter of fact, all three of y'all look just like y'all. And I'm telling you, and he was like, "Status Anita's brother," but I mean, you know, and
Brother, I see so-called Hispanic people every day,
Come on, man.
all day that's darker than me.
Yes.
All the time.
speaking full-blooded
and
Spanish.
a lot of them walk up to me speaking Spanish.
And they so dead.
So
Esau
it happens to me almost every day.
Yeah, and Esau got you niggas so divided. They got you niggas calling yourself Afro Latino. You fucking goofy. I'm proud of my Afro Latino
You triple confused.
You a motherfucking hairstyle Mexican? No, it's dark Mexicans, man. The whole world is swarthy, man. The whole world is swarthy, man. Alright, now something. Israelites range dark to light. It's light-skinned Judites. It's light-skinned Mexicans. It's dark-skinned Mexicans. I know black.
I know black.
Dominicans. I know black.
No.
Matter of fact, when Esau came here, some of the tribes was some mixture of dark skin, light skin,
It's been like that,
naturally,
yeah.
man.
As the ground, Judas black as the ground.
Right.
You got black dirt, brown dirt, light brown.
That's right.
You know, red clay.
That's right.
Hey, a good example of that is my son. And his father's Honduras. His father's from Honduras.
Yeah, stand up so you
Stand
don't
up,
care, man. They can see.
you know?
Come here, my
You
son.
Northern King.
He Northern King.
Zebulon.
You wouldn't even
Zebulon
think.
in the house. Look at that Mayan
his
right
father.
there.
That light too bright, it don't really capture his essence of blackness.
Hey, so what y'all gonna say about him?
You a Mayan son.
Okay, yeah, you got your 15 minutes. All right.
He was feeling something out the other day. He said, "What do I put?"
Black.
He said, "I put Hispanic."
Hell yeah. Put white stank at that.
That's what I do.
That is dope.
I put white shit. I put Jewish. I put all that shit.
I put Jewish all the time. I put Jewish all the time.
My wife called me 2 weeks ago. She said, "Rob, who are you?" I said, "Just tell you Jewish."
Yes.
Put white motherfuckers. Put anything but black.
God, put you in the top of the pile. Now the brother Kadam too. The Kadam, his father's Guatemalan, man. He showed me a picture of his father, and he looked straight like you would consider. He looked almost Mexican, man. You know, Guatemalans hate that they get called Mexicans, but you know, he looks straight up like that.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
They ass tweaking.
But you look at Quadam, and they'll say that he looks like he's a so-called black man.
Quadam in Bahrain camp?
I believe so.
Oh, that brother, yeah, y'all done talking about. Yeah, y'all done
Matter
talking
of
about.
fact, there's some records of some J slaves coming in. Some Senegal, they very dark skinned, they had straight hair. They had some that were very light, had straight hair, sharp noses, thin lips, man. Like, you know, our heritage is a speckled bird, like I said, Jeremiah 12:9.
That's right.
So all you Latino on the earth, like black on the earth, like, man, y'all need to just sit down, man.
Right.
Sit down. That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Rob, Yawana, they Northern Kingdom.
Elder Malcolm.
Elder Malcolm.
Reuben.
Like, come on, man. Y'all just tweaking, man. You see, y'all got this term mixed. That's what y'all got your minds all messed up when you come from the seed of men.
Right.
But y'all don't understand that, man. Y'all too busy focusing on what the mother DNA is instead of
the
the father.
matriarch.
And King David's grandmother was a Moabite.
I just had that conversation with an Issacharite that was running around calling herself Puerto Rican because her mother was Puerto Rican. I said, no, you Issachar.
Okay, I got a bunch of that. That was for
Alright,
this.
alright.
This is these pictures right here. I'm gonna have to put it on. These were a lot of these pictures here. You'll see when I pull it up in 1 second.
And it's crazy. The spirit do what the spirit do. You see the direction this went.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It all ties into the fall of his economy.
Yeah.
I got
Us coming out right. The truth about who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
That matter of fact, somebody get that while he's clearing that up.
Yeah,
Get what you got, and somebody get Isaiah 25 and 7.
And the Esau, the target is Jake, all 12 tribes. Regardless whether you dark skinned
Yeah, you
or
can
whether
see
you light skinned.
you can see that he's wearing something similar to what those images on those Negro things.
But look at the rest of these natives.
Right,
over here.
they're all brown
they
skinned.
got lights.
You got afros over here in the back right here.
Yeah.
Different shades of brown, kind of.
You see the afros back here?
Light
It's
from light skin to
afro.
dark.
Look
Yeah.
at Yasharal. He got a nice pro, man.
Get your
Go right here, Avalon.
That's a good pro.
Panamanian Indian. Go right there, it's a Panamanian Indian.
Yeah, that's the top of one right there.
Avalon, it's Avalon.
Curly fro with that.
Hey, it is a Jew from true Jew.
Which is eating.
Curly fries.
But yeah, but that was good. Now let's swing back. You got something else?
Yeah, this is the Isaiah 10. I ain't read it.
Let's swing back to the video. Get a little bit more of that video.
I can wait for the video.
Do you want the 25 and 7?
Baba shot.
Okay, this is Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Right. So this whole false black and white narrative, Arab, brown man, white man, red man, and all this other. You are red, but all these different yellow, black, and brown, and all that kind of. That's all just social constructs that they made up to control the narrative.
Right.
And to create separation, and if they don't call you that, then they call you by a landmass, so they just full of shit, full of lies, and now the history and the truth is coming out. All things are being revealed, man. He's being made bare, simple as that. And now his kingdom is falling, and he's signed the Quran. Let's get back to that cop, to that sheriff.
That's the one I was looking for. This is off the Incas.
Yeah.
This is the Mayans kind. This was off of the
They dark as
pyramids.
hell.
That's the
They got the
pyramids.
lips, the
black face
big
lips.
one, yeah, black face lips, yeah.
Yeah. I know I was trying to remember what folder I had it, but I
The
have
same people, man.
Yeah, they got the same. If you go, and this is over there in the Incas. You got this also in the Mayans. You got in the Aztecs. You'll see this folder was one. And matter of fact, here's one of it, so-called chieftain, right there.
I got the whole photo. I got everybody that's in that picture with us. There's about 100 people there, and they all look like him.
That's right.
And that's from 1925.
It's Sharia shit.
That was a Gadite powwow from 1925. That's where that image comes from.
That's right. So that what you see in your American history are lies. There's another picture painted back then. You see, these are Native Americans, all dark skinned.
Well, you know what? We've read that Ben Franklin's letter plenty of times, and it said that that these people were swarthy and tawny.
Yep.
All right, so as simple as that, man. Get back to the video, Papa.
That's right.
Point's been proven, man.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Absolutely.
All right, let me make sure power's on again.
Look, groceries are up anywhere from 30% to 47% in the last 3 years. Now, when you look at just groceries and the cost of food, because people are stealing food now. And, as chief of police, I can tell you that, I'm starting to understand. I don't know how people afford an apartment anymore. With the way that the cost of those are rising. If you ask me, there are a lot of people on the top that are against the majority. And something's going to happen. Something's going to blow, because it's not just food. If you want to know why you're struggling, I can tell you why. Because everything is going up at that percentage, right? So take your paycheck. Like I make, call it about $57,000 a year. So 3 years ago, that 57,000 is got to stretch out 40% more on multiple levels. Okay? And every time you turn around, these big corporations are wanting to raise prices more and more and more and more. And this is a battle that's going to end in a very bad way.
It's going to
The
end in
homeless
riots.
numbers are rising. Millennials have given up the hope of ever buying a home. And I was stupid enough to try to own a restaurant. Don't do that. I figured out real quick why my family wanted to sell it so bad. I found their invoices. I was paying $180 for a case of cheese that they were spending $74 for in February of 2020.
Pause
And
and
that
speak on that,
doesn't
brother.
tell you.
Wow.
Pause it to speak on that, understanding how when you were
Okay.
making the pieces and stuff. Go ahead.
Because when you have a business and you sit there and you gotta buy your dough,
You can
gotta
speak
buy,
on that too, brother.
you gotta buy your dough, you have to buy your boxes, you gotta buy your cheese. They go wholesale, of course. And when you go buy wholesale, of course, and you get a big old box of cheese, say you say, it's like you said, 90, 80 bucks or whatever, $75. That right there, you can turn around and make $200-300 off that one box of cheese. All right? If they dump their price up to 180, you can't just jump up your prices of the pizza because nobody gonna buy the pizzas. People buy pizza right now for about $22, $23 for a large pizza, $25, $30 for an extra large pizza, something like that. If your cost for that cheese goes up 100%, because from 80 to 175, that's over 100%.
Right.
That means now your profit just went down 100%. You're not making the same amount of profit.
And if
So
you're
you
a
either have
business
to-
owner,
Right, to a business, no, now you're not making a lot of money, so your profit, no one goes into business to break even. You go into business to make a profit.
Right.
So now the big corporations are squeezing out the individual business owner. And so like they said, like, look, man, we're barely in the red, and he have his house on the line. He has people, when they get these businesses, they say, okay, what's your collateral?
collateral? Yeah.
Your collateral is your house. If you've been paid off your house, you just put up your $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house as a collateral. So if that business falls, your house falls. And now you're indigent when you were sitting there having a thriving business as of 2 years ago. Esau's got all, I think he said in this video, as another video we brought.
he says that the middle class is,
Yes,
is
that's
disappearing.
That's it. That's all.
That there's almost no middle class left.
Hey, when I was a freshman in high school, it was an Ephraimite. He was a Spanish teacher, and usually he'll teach Spanish, but he don't always teach Spanish. And he said what they trying to do. He told me this when I was 15. He said what they trying to do is get rid of the middle class. And it's gonna be a super rich and a poor.
He said that way back then.
Yes, yes, God. Said
And
that
now
way
you just
back
like,
then.
damn, it's all making sense.
It did, yeah, it did. It made very sense, man.
I got thinking about the movie Deep Cover. With Jeff Goldblum, he was doing a drug deal at the end. And
When he a lawyer,
Yeah. He said there's no more rich people, there's no more poor people. He says there's no middle class, it's just rich people and poor people. Me and you are both rich, so we on the same side.
Yeah.
Yep, he started saying, and then he was saying mostly robots gonna start taking over these businesses. He said, y'all the future if y'all don't start doing some, basically trying to,
Right.
get us hope. But
That's
there
what-
wasn't
that's
no
what-
hope. He knew that.
That's
And
why
that
the
was a long
movement.
time ago.
That's why the movement is now over now. The last couple of weeks.
and that's basically what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now they're trying to say there's a big movement on Instagram and TikToks and so forth. September 1st, trying to tell people to strike and everybody go on strike. And if that we the people got the power, and if we said we can
That
get
shit ain't gonna happen.
man.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. America's.
No, it's not going to happen. All right, because he even said that he's trying to get people to do it, but people scared to do it because they're gonna be like, well, I don't want to lose my job by not coming in and striking
But
and
if
so
they do
forth.
it, the law still get everybody in the trick bag, because if they do it, they'll crash the economy and they won't be able to live.
So no matter what happens, it's going to
The law-
happen.
The law get everybody in the trick bag, so if you do that, you still gonna crash the economy.
And guess
If
what?
you don't do it, it's still
Whether they do it or not, it's still going to happen.
It's still
It's
gonna
still
happen.
coming.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. And there's going to be marauding groups kicking in doors.
See, but
Yeah,
for him
that's
even
what's
say
gonna
that,
happen.
for him to even say that, show you the vibration of the common man. Just like this guy right here, just like average Jake, average Esau, the poor are going to be the hands of the wicked shall be in Job.
All the
Maybe
hands
under the
on
wicked to be on.
28 years.
I can't call. That's
And to say shit, I'm about to be 31. That was 28 years he said that. So that was 15. I'm about to be 31 next week. That's a long, yeah.
16.
No, 16, yeah.
16 years.
So yeah, 16 years,
And he
man.
wasn't even the truth, and he could see that.
No, he
I
wasn't.
mean, they've been doing this for a long time. You
Absolutely.
gotta remember that.
They've been planning.
The shit been collapsing. Really, America's been going downhill. When you watch The Wash, y'all old brother remember the movie The Wash?
Yeah.
Wasn't the conflict in The Wash automation?
Yep.
The economy's been taking every. You used to be able to work at a car wash and pay your rent.
Well, they show you
I
that.
used to work at a car wash. Used to make like $150 a day.
Well, they did show you that if you look at it in the 1956, you see the Jackson cartoons. Who was doing all the work? The robots.
Esau been talking about the 1% for a long time.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, you if you watch movies or you watch certain news and shit, especially listen to AM radio, you will hear them talk about, oh, it's not they like to use that. It's not black versus white. It's the rich versus the poor. It's the 99% versus the 1%. It's now just getting worse.
Yeah.
It's getting worse
Well,
now.
because Esau's feeling what this police officer, what this sheriff is you can see and hear
He's
the
exasperated.
desperation in his voice.
Yeah.
All right. And what he's really doing is he's getting a taste of what it's like to be a so-called black person.
Because
In America.
Esau
Because,
still had,
because Judah, mainly Judah, and they're not, the other tribes been catching hell too. But Judah has been living this way ever since they destroyed all of Judah's towns and accomplishments after slavery.
Right.
Because you got to remember, Judah built up towns and townships and places and neighborhoods in America that were superseding the whites around them.
Yep. That's it.
And so they and this is after slavery, and that angered a lot of white people. They weren't harming the white people, so-called. They weren't. They were just, and Judah didn't try to get vengeance or nothing. They just wanted to.
They just let me go on down.
And-
my
the
way.
niggas even helped them even like
and
if they
Esau-
couldn't get a loan on their own banks,
Yeah.
the niggas would give them the loan.
And Esau hated, the fact that Judah was doing better than him in America so bad till he went through and destroyed all his towns, burnt down his neighborhoods, destroyed his banks, his schools. What y'all doing over there?
Y'all good?
Yeah, he's all right. He's not the door.
And so, and now, this guy, I'm laughing at his calamity. I was just want to tell him, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, that's what they tell us all the time, right? You got to
Work harder.
Because really what they complain about is bullshit. Y'all can come move right in the hood next to us, nigga. They mad.
Some of them are.
They got to. That's really what they mad
They
about.
moving all in through Terrortown
That's
and all
why they
along the
mad,
lakefront.
because they getting 300,000 saying it's not enough. They still want to live out next door to motherfucking Michael Jordan shit. No, bring your red ass next door to me, nigga.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Right? Go get the crib that's 200,000. You can afford that and live next to us, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I got off work last week.
You get to hear these gunshots too, bitch.
Hold on, brother. Let
I
me
got off
speak.
work last week. Over there at 68th and Lafayette, that red line train.
Right?
I said, what is Edomite girl going to? I'm like, where's she going?
I know.
And somebody carrying my corner, there was an Edomite boyfriend. Like, they moving in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They moving all into the hood.
Yeah.
All right. You're always gonna have what you call the pioneers that come in first.
Yeah.
But they're I'm telling you, if you all along the lakefront, all along Lakeside, they all through Lakeside now.
Yeah.
Now there was a few in them houses over there where Kanye's mother's house was.
Rainbow
There was
Beach.
always a few that still were there.
Right.
All right. But all those high-rise buildings along the lakefront in the 70s, from 71st all the way up until about 76, 78,
Offshore neighborhood.
all those little low-rise buildings.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah,
Edomites are all in there now because now they're moving all in there because I know because I see them. They're on the express bus.
Yeah, and the Gooks are too. You know, another reason why.
A lot of them too. They moving into my
The
neighborhood.
housing costs and the gas. They don't want to take that commute. See, they got you niggas moving to the suburbs because for some reason you feel like that's status.
You got Elam coming into my neighborhood
Yeah,
too.
that's status. To live in the suburbs, that's status.
Crazy.
But right, now you niggas are getting oppressed even more instead of just getting a crib in your own neighborhood and just keeping the shit together like you should. Nevertheless, Esau was moving to the city, so they got to take that, drop pay off, pay for all that gas. He mentions in his video about the damn you spending probably a third of your fucking money on getting to work, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and you Edomites, man.
Man, you can't take the
Because
red
he said
line
he had
no
a he
more.
said he had an out. Yeah, you take the
Hour
red
drive.
line, you liable to get shot or poked.
Oh man, hey, it's going down.
Or you
on
gonna
the
get
red line.
or you gonna get high from contact.
Oh my God. Yeah, you gonna get
That will happen.
Yeah, you gonna get robbed on. You gonna get robbed on the red line. And it's funny, man, because
I'm gonna tell you, brother. Years ago, when I was young, people got beat up on the red line in the buses often.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about it was
Y'all
me
not
doing
getting
it.
what he's saying.
But see now, you know, I'm older now. You know, so I have to be wise in my movement and everything. So right there, I try to avoid the red line unless I absolutely have to. And then when I do ride it, I find myself moving from car to car, just so I don't have to, you know, because somebody come down, sit down next to me.
Right.
And I'm like, nigga, we ain't in your house.
And you know what's crazy though?
You know? And it's like, man, we're in an enclosed car.
Yeah.
There's old people, women with babies, and you.
Hey, you know, it's something.
I'm like, I hate niggas,
It's something
man.
to wall on cars when they say you're supposed to smoke. It means some type of.
Well, yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal in Illinois. So you can't
Well, it's
smoke
illegal
indoors
anyway,
nowhere.
but it just goes to show you that ever since the whole C19, you know, nigga, and crackers do it too.
Yeah, nobody cares. But you know what's
Crackers
funny?
do it too. They want. Matter of fact, the damn Edomites are smoking that same skunk funky shit that Jake be smoking. I'm smelling that shit. I'm like, damn, ain't no niggas around. It's crackers. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey,
You know, because normally you smell that shit, you gonna see some niggas or spiggers.
Right.
But they walking up and down. They walking up and down Damon in Bucktown, where the $1 million homes at, doing that shit too. I'm like, God, damn, I can't. Even the crackers is niggas now.
everybody smoke. But you notice like 5 years ago, it was limits at the red line. Say you coming from north. By the time you get to Sox 35th, all the heaters was off the train.
Yep, they were.
But now you got them riding even up to 63rd. Most of
60, and sometimes 69th.
Yeah, but now you got them even getting off 63rd, 69th.
But
Now
they've been gentrifying Inglewood for a minute.
It's supposedly, but they ain't gentrified. They just can't afford.
They just
They
can't
can't
afford to
gentrify
live.
like they used to.
Yeah,
Now,
I was just about to say
they
that.
can't even afford to
They can't
gentrify.
colonize.
Now they gotta just mingle in with the niggas.
Yeah.
I remember.
Which is
I
the
think
Lord
I was
setting
with
them up.
Ron Lost Pike, I
I was
said.
just about to say
They
that.
put a Whole Foods in the Starbucks
Yes.
neighborhood. I said, oh, they trying to gentrify this shit.
Yep.
But one of them crashed. Was it the Whole Foods?
The
The
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods crashed.
Well-
They can't afford to gentrify over there no more.
Well, actually, they had a contract. It was set up that way. The dude that they was protesting about, they had a contract that they had was gonna be a Whole Foods for so long, and then it was gonna turn it into a Save-A-Lot after the contract ended. And that's what happened. And niggas went into it and was like, look, this some
You get
bullshit.
some
This was set.
politics
It was
on
set. It was a setup to bring people,
Yeah,
basically
that's
make people
why.
think they was doing something in the community.
It don't matter. Them Edomites
Well, they
go in
wanted.
like a
They
scripture.
did want to gentrify
Yeah.
Inglewood.
but
they wanted it.
yeah.
Any neighborhood
Right
where
off
a
the
train runs through
Right off
and
the
would
highway.
take you straight downtown, they wanted it.
Right off
the
the
green-
freeway.
the
Green line right there.
That's the
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why they wanted it. Every neighborhood where a train runs right through it, they want that.
Yeah,
Because
once
they
you
want to
get a
live
Whole
along.
Foods-
They want to be walking distance to the train.
Yeah.
That's it.
Once the
And
neighborhood
that's
get a Whole
convenience.
Foods and a Starbucks, they trying to bring crackers in. Hey, but this lamentation is 1 and 20. Behold, O Lord, Yahweh, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled, my heart is turned within me. For I have grievously rebelled, abroad the sore bereaved, at home there is as death. So we just fucked up, right? They have heard that I sigh, there is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad thou hast done it.
Perfect.
Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me.
Right.
Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me.
That's
For
right.
all my transgressions, for
Right.
my sighs are many, and my heart is faint.
That's right.
So you got Edomites that can't afford these motherfucking cribs. They making 6 figures. Move to the hood. You
That's
gotta
how
be
I
right
lost
there
so
with
many
us.
clients.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
because
don't know like
paying
that.
me was nothing once upon a time. Now it's a struggle. Because the first thing that gets cut, you know, from the upper middle class,
The
and
budget,
first
right,
class
the budget,
citizen, The first thing to get cut is their training and their masseuse. Those are the first things that they, and I did, and I was doing very well with that for many a year. And they just can't afford me anymore.
Yeah, I got another precept too. This Isaiah 19. What's this like? Oh, you sure?
Well, I was about to
This
say
Isaiah
that
19.
their discretionary spending starts going down. They start spending money on the luxury-
Memberships,
memberships,
clubs.
luxury items. Next thing you just try to spend on their money only on essentials. When you got the elite only, or the so-called upper class only spend on essentials, it lets you know they
It's hurt.
Yeah,
It's bad out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you used to say years ago, Malcolm, about how all them clients that you had up there on the Gold Coast, and then them motherfuckers are gone.
They gone.
That's
The,
it.
the ultra wealthy has been gone.
Yeah, and it's the perfect storm. It's
The Salaki, brother. The wealthy people here in America are the low level. I mean, and not in America, but the wealthy
Chicago,
people in Chicago. Those are the low level. They're the ones that stunt. They fronting.
Right.
The people living in corncob buildings and marina towers and stuff, and living. Those are the people. They barely make it.
Yeah.
Right.
They not. Yeah, they got enough money to be there, but they like. Yeah, they ain't stunting like them guys I used to fuck with back
and
in the
there's
day.
a lot of Edomites in these condos that's getting Section 8.
Yes, it
That's-
is.
Yeah, it is.
What they put on today early.
Yeah, there's a lot of Edomites in these condos downtown. They living good, but they on Section 8. So they can still go shop on, the Magnificent Mile and shit. But they hitting the system hard. And Esau like to complain as niggas. No, man.
That's y'all.
This shit was set up for y'all. Since when the government actually want to help niggas, man? Come on, stop playing. Hey, but this is a perfect storm. You got unemployment increasing due to automation. I just watched the video. This motherfucking robot built the house. I think it said laid 1,000 bricks an hour, and it can build a full-size
I
house
saw that
in
video
2 days.
in 2 days, and I saw that shit was
Working
like,
all night.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of bricklayers and carpenters. Is
out of
fucked.
work. The whole masonry. Go.
But now you saying that they keep putting this commercial up about how they got AI lawyers now. Now they basically moving them out of business now too, and ain't gonna be no
I
lawyers.
will make sure I defend you to
Yeah,
the best of my
ChatGPT will
ability.
get it
Yeah, they
done.
said
Which means, and we already showed the new AI is all programmed.
That's it.
Whoever program it the way they want to, so it's not even really real AI.
That's
Right.
right.
It's controlled AI,
Yeah.
right? Real AI went rogue on their ass and they got rid of that shit.
Right.
Yep, and this Isaiah 19 and 14. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err on every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Esau can't make proper decisions for his country. Everything he's doing is bringing him towards his demise. Starting with automation, starting with debt. Really, if Esau really just kept even half the laws of the Lord, just dealing with, even if he just kept the parts just with his own fellow Edomites, the economy would actually be straight, you fucking goofy. All right? The Lord had a perfect welfare system.
Perfect.
We canceled debt every 7 years.
Yes, sir.
You wouldn't have to worry about homes. See, Esau made home ownership is predatory.
Yes.
And Esau further made it predatory about he made sure to keep you Edomites in rotation to selling your home and buying homes too.
That's it.
All right? In the ancient world, if I bought your house and your land after 50 years, if you alive or dead, that shit go back to you or your family. And I get my own land and house back too. See, Esau even put you motherfucking heathens in slavery.
That's it.
In the ancient world, say you when it mentions going to work for somebody in the ancient world, that was you being a slave.
That's
And
right.
it was temporary.
That's it.
You worked for 7 years, you got enough finances and wealth
Move
to
on
now
along.
get your own shit done.
That's right.
Now you whatever you went to, you can do it and help the next man. It was a system of entrepreneurship.
That's right.
All right, point blank period. You can,
Apprenticeship.
yeah,
To
you'll get your own
entrepreneurship.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the welfare system. That when you pour down your crops, you left the corners.
10% of your
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you modernize it, whatever you went to, say, look, it wouldn't be no big ass. Esau the devil. Apple, if I'm a program, I can develop my own shit or get a team of developers and we can work together. Shit'll be split fair. But Esau made it so they get
Everything.
rich off your ass. They not paying you a fair amount.
The same
And
thing.
then you got these motherfuckers because of that they leaving their jobs. All right, the Esau so greedy they cut corners. And they firing motherfuckers. They got machines doing it. So now you can't even fucking work. Everything this man has done is shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, he destroys his own setup.
The scripture
Yeah.
says, "He that is evil to himself,
The whole
to him
He truly is.
He
Like,
put you in slavery. Esau has put Esau in slavery.
That's right.
He complaining about, I don't know where they gonna
Right.
live, and this and that. Bitch, you a slave just like us now, man.
That's
right.
Fucking
That
nations,
is.
man. Salakia. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Perfect.
So this was prophesied, man. This just continued bad decision making Esau's been doing is now catching up to him, man. His pride, his covetousness is shooting him in the ass.
Yep.
As he said in Sirach, this is a recompense of his evil.
Yep.
All right, that was the curse put on the serpent that he would go after his belly. So you got a bunch of greedy motherfuckers ruling the damn earth, only caring about increasing their riches. They can never spend in 100 lifetimes.
Man.
But they just want to oppress your ass. And now you a fucking slave. Now you can't even get a piece of the pie that was promised to y'all
Right.
way back in Genesis 27.
You ain't got a
It's
problem.
enough resource for all you Edomites to rule the world together.
You know
Fuck
what?
us all up together. Esau so greedy. He fucked you up.
He
I love it.
he
Love
destroyed
it. I
himself.
love it.
Yeah.
He's destroying himself, and there's so many mathematicians that have done different breakdowns and placing people, the whole population of the earth in in one place.
Yeah.
Right.
Texas was one of them. That was one that I'm trying to remember the other one, and they kept doing it in sections. They said, well, we can get the whole population in here, everybody can have a house, and they said, okay. Then they spread out a little bit further, and everybody can have a house and so many acres of land where they can
Right.
grow their own food and not be on top of each other. And literally, it said, so this whole thing about it being too many people,
Lies.
it's too many people that want to control more than what they need.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's what it comes down to. When you got whole islands and shit, you got a state, and you got all these thousands of acres of land that's owned by 10 people, but yet the population of that state is 13,
It's
14,
so fucked
15
up.
million, but 10 people own damn near all the land in the state.
It's
You know
so
what I'm
fucked
saying?
up, Elder. It's so much land here. It's enough land for some motherfuckers to own some islands and still be plenty.
Yeah.
Esau just the damn devil. It's slave. The other scriptures that Revelation 6 talk about the balances, which zychos, which means slavery. Then it says buying their water and food by weight. The fact that you go to a grocery store and you paying for an 8-ounce steak, all right, or that's slavery. You don't own nothing. So that nigga talking about you will own nothing and you will love it. That's been happening.
Yeah.
That's already happening. You go slave to get some paper, all right. It's basically like when you go to what's the game? Dave and Buster's.
Well, you got to register everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've registered when you go and earn this paper money, which is connected, which is, that's backed by nothing. When you go buy anything, the moment you register, you just really gave up the ownership of it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. It's like GameStop credits or Dave and Buster money. All right. When you go there, you give them something real. Which in this case, you work, you slave, you give them your time, your energy. That's something real, something you could have put into yourself, right? And they give you this currency that you can only use on their shit. They own everything. You got to go to them for the one of all things. You heathens are now feeling like us, man.
Deuteronomy
You got to
37.
go to the Elisa Edom for the one of all things. You are a fucking slave.
Yeah.
Welcome to our world.
That's why it's so funny that
And
they.
we leaving. We going up while y'all coming down. So
Right. Got a scripture to back that up too. Go
I
ahead.
got
guys.
it. You want to hit that?
Yeah. You can say what you're about to say in 1 second. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. See, there's only one way to rule for forever, and that's the way of righteousness. You see, all these other nations, when they get put in power, they ultimately go down because they rule with unrighteousness. Now the thing is with Esau, Edom, like the Elder Bro Benji was saying, they're ruling with just complete wickedness. And so just like when they got into power, it says how evils multiplied in the world. Forget addition. You know what I'm saying? Multiplication.
Right.
When Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, got into power, you know, because they are the basis of men and the righteousness of the Most High God. They are about the complete opposite of that, and so these are telltale signs of these things
Right.
that's going on right now. Everything that's going on right now. What this guy, this police officer is talking about. You know, all these things are the telltale sign of a transition from power, from one people to another people.
What's those
Right.
the canary in the cave? Whatever the hell it's
Cajun Captain Canary.
some of that
Canary in the coal mine.
canary in the coal, man.
Yeah.
So like
One of them, whatever.
So like I did this mathematical equation years ago in the truth, and I just googled it again. What is the total land acreage of the planet? Not the water, just actually solid land. It is 36 billion acres. If you can take it, because it's real simple. How many people on the planet? 7 to 8 billion. So let's say 8. Divide 8 into 36. Everybody can get that much acreage to themselves. All right? I'm using somebody else's phone, so I had to even figure out how to get on there.
How much acres you said?
36 billion acres, and you divide that by 8 billion people. I mean, 8 billion. So 36 billion divided by 8 billion.
4.5.
So everybody should have 4.5 acres of land, and 4.5 acres. If you go do the math on the acres, that's a lot of land.
That's a
1
lot of
acre is a
land,
lot of land.
Right.
Everybody can have 4.5 acres of land.
Basically, you could probably get one family, like if you split this block up into 3 sections, or you know, you could have one family, and you have all that plot and all that land around it with your own food, your dogs, your own, your own livestock, and your own garden, and you could be actually self-sufficient. You could actually do that. That's about 4 acres.
See, but when you're the wicked, and you're carnal, you're insatiable. You see, and you want it all. See, the scriptures talk about how the
Benji, I sent you something.
the scriptures talk
Send
about.
it to him. We can play it. Salakia.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say the scriptures talk about in the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people that's being ruled over. Right, a wise king. But when you're a dumbass, all right, and you're wicked, then this is what happens in the world: a hellhole.
Dumbass and wicked.
That's it. That's it. And instead of
Bad combo.
Instead of a paradise, it's a hell.
Definitely Esau.
I was gonna say y'all can read that next
It's like the crowd was just talking.
verse. That's rock the next verse.
No. What would you say?
next
though,
I
Rob?
said, y'all get right. He's the biggest dumbass on the planet. That's why Lord finna boot his ass.
I got a scripture to back up what you were saying though. This is Jeremiah 22:13. Woe to him that buildeth house to house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. That's Esau.
Yep. Yep.
Want to put you on top of each other, and this, that, and the other, and have all this other fucking land, and this, that, and the other, and say it ain't enough fucking land.
Yeah, that's why scriptures say, want him to build house to house.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you agree? Yeah. All means destruction. Destruction. Off that alone, the Lord can destroy your
So
ass.
you could just
for
make it
setting
3 and everybody
Oh,
destroy
shut
it.
up.
Hold on,
Yeah.
he said ain't enough land.
With
but
extra
you go through-
for whatever.
No,
Extra, right?
No, I was just gonna
Go ahead, finish.
add this other verse back in this Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 9. It says, "Why is earth and ash is proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such on one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows." You see, and so they're extra uber proud,
Yes.
all right, and putting their mindset above the mindset of the Most High God, all right, and they want to play
They know
God,
better.
but
They think they know better.
exactly, all right, and they don't get no more prouder than that, right there.
Right. They think you know better than the actual power.
Creator,
The,
yeah,
the
yeah.
architect of all.
Right. It is the creator saying, well, if you rule this way, all right, then you're gonna get a paradise. Then you're gonna get, everything is serene and beautiful and
Yeah.
fair and equitable, right?
Why? Because I designed it this way.
Exactly.
That's why it says, out of prison he cometh to reign,
Right.
and therefore they that are born in his kingdom become poor.
That's
Right? You was born with debt. How the hell are you born How the hell all this money
$80,000
they got this guy here?
Yeah.
You know, and like the brother Benji was going into it, he was basically saying like, hey, here it is, you're already in slavery. And it's funny, I was gonna say this, it's funny because, they laugh at us when we tell them that they're going into slavery, but nigga, you already in slavery, man.
Some of them not laughing.
Right. Because
They ain't laughing like they used to.
Yeah, exactly. Because they also see this downfall and that there is no healing, for Babylon. But she calls me this precept. This is 2 Samuel 23:3. It says, the God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High God.
That's right. That's why King Solomon said to the Lord, when he asked him, what do you want? He said, well, shit. I like all these people, these great bodies. I need wisdom. I need to understand how to judge these people because I don't want to fuck up.
I need to know how to not fuck up.
And but the fool in his heart said, there is no God.
That's right.
You see? And he played God himself.
That's right.
All right? And so the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, man.
Yeah, it's
to know that if you don't
be very afraid.
And if you don't roll with the righteousness of the Most High God, well, there's going to be consequences in its death and destruction. That's it. Which is ultimately death and destruction.
What's crazy is, like, lately, if you go on the internet and search the internet, the scriptures, the Lord has been standing on the scriptures. Like everybody been coming out, proving the Lord, His work, affirming it, and how everything is enclosed. Ain't no going into outer space. That Esau's a fucking liar, man. Esau's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
He's a fucking liar.
It's the reason why those chemtrails jack us up so bad.
God. So it's coming out across the planet, and Esau, these men that's been standing on the corner. God damn, they've been telling the truth the whole time.
Yeah, and some people are saying that. Many, I would say probably at this point millions. Because you know what, I got people, we all do, but that's people from Europe that watch my videos all the time, and they'll chime in and say, well, the same thing here in London, same thing here in Ireland, shit like that. So people are watching, man.
And a lot of things, Benji be like, man, Esau don't know shit, and I'll be like, and then I started to look like a lot of information that Esau give you is just a bunch of bullshit. He don't know nothing.
Well, he tries to.
He don't know how big the earth is.
No.
He don't know the shape of the mother. He don't know shit.
He is a liar.
He'll give you a number. He'll give you a guesstimation.
He'll give you an inkling. Esau will give you an inkling of truth. And then he'll give you one or two truths, all right, that may not even be solid, but then he'll give you a whole bunch of lies too. But every two truths he gives you 10 lies, man. And that's why people are so lost and confused. We'll be able to pull that up.
I got it. Once that praise is gonna start playing.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick, and we're gonna let Alex Jones talk about what's coming and what Alex Jones is talking about. It was confirmed through Bill Gates and who I saw both the other videos when Bill Gates said it, and I saw the video when I forget that really ugly old Edomite lady's name.
Listen to what's about to happen.
From the WEF and the Who. Yeah, play.
Breaking news. It's about to happen. Listen.
People. Tuesday, we got called in, the managers, and told that by the middle of September, that the new policy's being written, that this is done. They were told this is happening. This is not hypothetical. You will all have to wear a mask again, and so will airport employees. Then, by the middle of October, they are going to say that everyone flying has to wear a mask. And in the meetings, people began to ask them, well, I mean, why is regardless, we've been told this is going to happen.
We're coming back, people. The elites are fighting back.
And then they were told, we expect by December a return to the full COVID protocol of 2020-2021. And I was given many more details. I wrote down notes on it. Then I left. Called the first federal connection that I was thinking of. Didn't answer. Called the second. Answered. Told them what I've been told. And they said, what day was that? I said, Tuesday. They said, yep, we were told yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday, so it was Wednesday. Expect COVID protocols to begin rolling out middle of September. And I said, what else were you told? Basically that they believe this new variant's super bad and that they're doing the testing and that they should just get ready for a whole new rollout of what happened before. And this was Border Patrol connected people I was talking to. And testing at the border again and the whole shooting match.
People, fight back.
That's 2 federal agents
Fight back.
that told me this yesterday. And then I went and looked at the news, and there they were saying Canada's looking into restrictions again because of the variant, and so is the EU. And what did the Russians just put out 3 days ago? U.S. is plotting another pandemic. Russian head of the defense ministry warns.
Stop it right there. So the Russians put out a thing immediately and said that America is planning a new, you know,
a
new, you know, thing. So the deck is about to go up because people are not. This is going to kill what's left of America. It's going to destroy businesses and and everything's going to go up. You know. Everything's going to go up exponentially, and all this is happening at the same time. The hyperinflation is rolling in. So when we say it's here, it's here, it's here. Responding to what the Elder Apostle Tahar said in this video.
Then you got the nuka group talking about fight back.
Yeah, well, he don't know what
He don't know what. Right.
Look, yeah, he probably a Muslim. Anyway. He got that dumbass no mustache with a beer on the bottom. That's typically a thing that Ishmael does or the Muslims do. Right. Or Jake, the Islam type cats do. Amish, some of the Amish do that too. Yeah, because that's a bugged out look. It really is. Because because I don't even know if it's really going off. It just look bugged off. It ain't your beard. It's just weird. Yeah, to have a beard with no mustache. It's just that's like peanut butter no jelly. I mean, it don't make sense, man. But anyway,
peanut butter no jelly.
It's all gonna backfire on them. All right, because somebody real quick get Isaiah. We gonna wrap it up. Get Isaiah 33:1 because the world is getting ready to deal treacherously with them, and so with all these things that's coming down the pipe. They need to distract the Americans and the Western world from all the other shit that's happening. So this to get this control over the people again, But I don't think that these Southerners and these militia groups are finally going use their pew-pews and it's going it's going to be a whole lack of pew-pew-pew going back and forth real soon. But go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right, and so Esau Edom dealt treacherously with his own people here in America, and he dealt treacherously with his with all his comrades, all his allies, and now, wait, yeah.
It says, when thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
So when they go to do all this shit, see, they're trying to control chaos. And chaos can't be controlled.
Right.
So everything's going to hit at once. This is a perfect storm, like St. Benji said, man. This is a perfect storm coming. And on top of that, you got firestorms all over the world, too. I mean, uproars of the people. All this shit is all happening at once, man. And it can't, you know, this is a game of Jenga. And eventually, you're going to pull that one piece where the whole thing is coming down.
It's funny you did it because we was playing Jenga last week at the block party. And it got to the point where when you have nothing else in the middle and then things to go on the side, it's that one piece like, oh shit, no matter what piece you pull, it's coming.
It's all coming down.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's pretty much where we are. All right? Is there more to that?
Thank you. It says, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Right. And so, you know, and that's what's happening, man. The nations are making side deals and backdoor deals with America's enemies. Their own allies are making, you know, and the infighting within NATO. You know, there's infighting. They're you know, looking at each other. I believe Italy and France is going back and forth with each other now. So it's over. Right. It's over. We just gotta ride out the storm, brothers. Right. That one cop that rode down with the Twin Towers, and he made it when everybody else died. Building collapsed, and he just rode it down. And he was good. All right. Hey, so with that, man, I'm gonna give all praises, all glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
Wa Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
Yeah, the Lord was with him that day. He was like, wee.